So what's up? How you doing today? We are going to take a look at how to get away from just taking one scale and using that to improvise solos over a chord progression, and more at how to use the chords themselves. This is probably the easiest way that we can do this. And it's real common to just grab a scale and kind of go with it. We can make beautiful music with that. But to get to the next level, we got to start to look at the chords themselves. But we got to know where we're coming from and where we're going to. So a great way to do that is to listen to me play with the backing track. I'm going to just focus on one scale in the key of A, playing A major, going over a 1, 4, 5 in A. So that just means A, D, and E. It actually starts on a D, but I'm going to not try to hit any chord tones, just mess around real simple with the scale, kind of just so you can hear how that sounds. And then we're going to look at what's going on with the chords and how we can start using the chord tones and how we can mix the two together at the end. So let's give it a listen. So what am I doing with this chord progression? It is just D to A first off, right? And then 3 times, and then the last time it goes A to E, back to A, right? So even though it starts on a D, it's in the key of A, and A major scale works great with this. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just kind of was just messing around with that, and you can hear, okay, it works. And it's got a certain sound, you know. It's a lot of notes, you know, so it's got like a lot of note density to it. But one easy way to play along with the chords and not just with the overall key, the notes that kind of work all together, but the notes that in the moment of each chord work, is to just play the notes from the shapes you already know. So hopefully you already know some of these. If you don't, great opportunity to learn them. But these 3 shapes we're going to look at. So this shape right here, for D actually, get this top note right here, this A, which actually is in the key, in the chord of D, and then this one for A, and then this one, a little tricky to play, but we can play little pieces of it more easily. But when we play single notes, it's going to be a lot easier, you'll see. But let's listen to me now playing with the same track, just playing the chord notes as they happen with just these shapes in just this position. We're going to keep it really easy. Play just right here. They call it 4th position, playing at the 4th fret. So let's hear how that sounds, and then we'll look a little more deeply into what it was I was doing. So again, all I'm doing is playing these shapes. So starting on D, just playing any old thing. You know, so things like that. You know, you can kind of hear it even without the track. You know, I want to just play that as an example of like how you can hear where it's going, because I'm just outlining it, and I'm not doing, if you already know this, it's not doing anything new. You're just playing around with what you already know. I'm a big into that. I'm big into kind of leveraging things that you already know and finding different uses for that rather than constantly focus on new things. I love learning new things too, like brand new stuff, but I think it's almost like a disease right now that's going on, that people are just constantly, you know, scrolling through YouTube or scrolling through Facebook looking for something, or wherever, you know, something new. It's got to be something new and exciting and fresh. And it's the secret, you know. But really, you just got to go back to the things you might already you might already know. But maybe you didn't know this one here. This is probably the least common of these three shapes right here. And just outlining the E. It's what they call the C shape. It's based on this shape, the open C like this. But if you imagine playing it like this, that's what makes it kind of tricky, no open strings. And then you just do that for E. And the beauty of this stuff is there's shapes that you can just move right around. So say you want to play A with this same shape, you just have to find, this is an E, this is the root note of that chord. Find the A, 12th fret, boom. And then you can do the same thing there. D, 5th fret, 7th fret for the E. So you can reuse these shapes. And this one, the most common one probably to these three. Here's your D, here's your E, here's D, E, A you can play here, or you can play just your open A. It's based on the open A shape. And this one right here is based on that open E shape. So those three shapes that we may already know from just playing open chords if you don't know them as bar chords. So you can see how that's so easy to just take little pieces. You can start off by just kind of running up and down it if you want to just get used to it, but then start mixing it around. Just little things like that, and you can start to hear it getting outlined. But now let's hear how it sounds to combine the idea of doing these chord tones as they happen and using the scale too, and kind of just weaving the two together. We'll see what's going on with that. So, there's really not too much to explain here, except that I was just, going through the chord tones, so just kind of... things like that. You can still kind of hear it, and it's just opening things up even more. But really, if it's just new to you, just focus on just the chord tones, and again, utilizing what you have. And if you're like, oh, this is easy, try doing it with shapes that you're less familiar with, or new ones. Try learning some new chord shapes and then outlining progressions, like this. And if that's useful for you, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date and check out more videos, and have fun with it. Practice it real slowly, get it on your fingers, get it in your ears, and I'll hopefully see you in one of the next videos.